Hello, and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Last time, some more side stuff, and I asked, hey, what should I do for the blade stuff? And the general answer was, just do whatever you want. And I was like, oh, okay. I was interested, because sometimes it is just like a better story, a more interesting story. So I did look up a few things. Apparently, my plan coming into today was to say, yeah, let's do Zenobia, since she's already started that in the thing, and then let's do Crozet, because she's one of the people I mainly have on one of my guys and regularly equip. Let's do Praxis, because apparently that unlocks the other blade. That was part of all that, and I sort of want the shoe to drop on that. And it was like, well, maybe you won't be able to do some of them. And I'd look from like comments, you won't be able to do some of them because you don't have the affinity up and whatnot for some of them. That could be a problem. And it's like, yeah, that could be. And then I thought, because the love source thing was supposed to increase affinity, right? I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I got like 5 or 5+ of those or something from the DLC stuff. Then I went to like go do that. It's like, oh, because I didn't have enough affinity for Crozet or Praxis, I think, to get to the point of actually doing the quest in their stuff. I mean, I think I was like 1 level off for each of them, but it was still one entire affinity level for the trust and whatnot. So it's just like, oh, okay, well, let's go do that. And I went to do it, and it's like, where are the items? They're not here anymore. It's like, I could have sworn I had some. So either I never had them, and I diluted myself, or 2, I sold them, thinking I'd never need them, and I don't remember selling them. That might have happened. The second one seems like the more likely one. So, I went to sort of like, oh, I'll go scout out the Zenobia stuff. That seemed like it was like this big, a little bit of a chore to go through. And I go to look for the first one. It's like, I look for it online. It's like, okay, that's around where it is. I go look for around where the first thing is. It's like, I don't see anything here. Legitimately, it's like on the map at that location, I don't even see the place that they're showing in game. And it's just like, at that point, I back away and I'm just like, no. No. Here's the thing about the game. One of the really nice things about elements of the game is that it feels very not grindy. It feels like the sort of thing where you build up and it's more about your approach and your strategy, and getting the levels to stay within the range that keeps you effective isn't difficult at all. Until you get to everything beyond the main story. Absolutely everything. The blades with the trust and whatnot, incredibly grindy. Getting the blades at first, without the DLC stuff, the additional legendaries and whatnot I got, getting blades in the first place, incredibly grindy. Going through side quest, incredibly grindy. Going through the blade quest, incredibly grindy. Where it's just sort of like you gotta run around to a million different places and it's just a massive time sink. And the interest level on them just, as soon as you hit one of those walls, plummets. Did I mention that I'm not going to do the Ursula thing? I looked that up too. And it's just like, I looked what like level of stamps you need to actually finish it. And it's like, I think I'm like 60% of the way there. If I was like 90% of the way there, I'd go finish it. Because I've already put a bunch of time into it. And I sort of got to the point where it's just like, oh my goodness, I'm over halfway there, but I'm not really close to the finish line. The finish line is not in sight. And it's just like, what? How is it not in sight yet? I've put so much random time and random work into that already. I sort of expressed it last time. But I definitely am of the opinion that there are elements to this game that are just really poorly thought out. There are elements to it that are really well done, but they sort of go completely against. It's interesting because it feels like the really good parts of the game from a design philosophy are so very different from the elements that are just like, why did you do it that way? Because like, I would like to go do the Blade quest. If this was like Trails, where I could basically just do a simple quest where I go point to point, I see story, I see story, I see story, maybe I go kill a few enemies here and there, and it was this simple thing, then fantastic. I would probably do all of them. Legitimately. I find them interesting, but there's like this big slog and there's this big wall. And especially when you add in the Merc mission stuff, which is grindy in its own way, there's this element to the side quests in particular where there's no feeling of continuity to them because everything's so chopped up and you have these big walls you need to overcome in grindiness or time for the Merc missions or something else, where it's just like the story of the side quest suffers immensely from a pacing perspective because of that. And I really feel as though I've put fucking 87 hours on this file. Let's note that. And I feel like I've done maybe a third at best of like the side content. That's the thing. And it's like there's a lot of story content in that side content too. And it's not because the story content itself is 30 hours that I put into it for the side content. It's because so many of them have just time sinks built into them. It's like they wanted to make a 300-hour game for some reason. Like, they didn't understand that sometimes less is more. It's very interesting because elements of the game feel like they're designed the complete opposite way, where they're not trying to waste your time. They value the time you put into it, and it feels like things go smoothly, and the core gameplay loop is fun, and all that sort of great stuff. And it's incredibly interesting that they would do that. Especially combining it with the more like the Blade Quest, the more story-heavy side quests and whatnot. I've heard before that this was an understaffed game, that a lot of people were pulled out to work on Breath of the Wild or something. FYI, I give no shits about the Legend of Zelda franchise. Legitimately, I've tried it like a dozen times over my life. I disliked all of them that I've tried. So to me, that's like, ah, damn it. I wonder how much that impacted just design. Because it feels sort of not consistent in terms of how things are designed and stuff like that. I don't know. There are elements to this game that just make me have a big question mark pop above my head. And while I've tried to push through some of that, I've definitely reached a point where it's just like, it's so blatant that this doesn't work. Where it's just like, okay, well, I might do some of the Blade quests later. But I actually legitimately just like pushing forward with this just like last bit of stuff I wanted to do. It's just like, no. No, I'm done. I'm done. I might try to do the Zenobia thing, and I think there's like another side quest that I have going. Yeah, for like the Bana quest stuff. I might try to do more of that after this. But this is something that was requested. This is something that was requested a while back. Basically, apparently you need a ton of fucking people equipped in order to allow this to be a thing. You need all the main drivers, you need all their main blades, and then you need Shulk and Fiora. So basically, in order to actually make this even available, I had to, while not screwing up my general setup for battle, basically switch out Boreas, who is on a Merc mission, so this wasn't the worst thing, for Dromark so that he'd be available. Otherwise, I'd have to not use Nia as a blade, which is sort of a big part of Rex's healing situation. Luckily, he's healing too, so that's not the worst thing in the world, and it's not like I was using the wind aspect of Boreas's contributions that much. The bigger downside is the fact that he hasn't really used Dromark before, meaning his weapon stuff is all level 1 for that, unfortunately. And then basically to get Shulk and Fiora to be relevant, just threw them on Zeke. I'm sure they're good. I'm sure they're fantastic blades, but they're not part of my current setup, basically. So it's more just like, how do I get them on there just for the sake of making me, allowing me to do this? So, Yeah, this is something that was explicitly requested for me to actually do, so... Otherworldly fighter. I believe...
Oh, such excitement.
I think it was mentioned that I can get another blade from this. So... Loading. The anticipation. Cutscene, eh? Oh, okay. I think I recognize this character. She's on, like, the box art for Xenoblade Chronicles X, right?
Incredible. What a stunning view.
I've already bought a used Wii U to play that game, so...
Is that... Cherry? Yes, it really is. From the country he loved so much. Where did all this data come from? And such a wide open battlefield, too. Very realistic for a simulation. I'm pretty impressed. That Nopon trader really gave me a good deal on this.
Simulation, eh? Are you just mistaken, or... Oh, uh-oh, that's not a good sign.
Prone. I see. So you're my enemies, then. Only this many, though? I'll have to tell him to crank up the difficulty next time. Fortune favors the bold. I'll ambush them with some ranged arts. Sliding slinger! That dent him. I'll move in and keep the rhythm going. Bridge down! Voice. It doesn't match prone dagger.
Nopon traders, did she also meet the Archsage?
Is the simulator bugging out? Seems best to clear them out quickly.
Okay, let's go. Vocal song, okay.
Dora will beat them, no problem.
Target locked for interception.
Elma, okay.
Flying splash. Good.
Double
spinning
headbutt.
Quick it already.
Why not?
Time to hit them where it hurts. Okay.
Yes. Drum on. Here we go. Let me do it.
Steady
Have my full win.
I'll keep you out of this. I never heard it.
Oh wow, a lot of blocking.
Now it gets interesting. We can hit on where it hurts. Double spinning hit. Railing smash.
Let me handle this. It didn't connect. You chose well. Blind spot. Good, not there.
We can hit on where it hurts.
Breaky.
Not breaking easily, that's for sure.
Hit it. No.
Taste my power.
Blade combo, third stage. Awesome.
Bridget,
I see where the blade stuff might come into play, though.
One bit. Let me do it.
Swooshing slash.
Yeah.
Deceptive blow. Have my back. Looks like I'm up.
Poppy wishes
All
to
right,
attack.
fail.
You can do it, right? Justice.
Blade combo, third stage.
Carbon, let me out. I found their weakness.
Let me do it.
Let me handle this.
Oh, no, you don't.
It didn't connect.
I am anchor shot. Looks like I'm take advantage
What
of the
is
weakness.
that? Am I not doing damage?
Rolling smash.
There's a ring.
Rolling smash.
Combat limbo. Focus.
We can hit them where it
I
hurts.
found their weakness. Okay, man. Now.
Double spinning.
Yeah, I'm definitely not breaking.
Rolling smash.
That about you?
Got it well in hand.
Yes. Let me show you what I've got.
Blade combo, third stage.
Bridget. Two arms,
Line up.
quick and hard. 100.
Redemption.
Don't give him a moment's rest. Line okay, man. Ready and strike.
Won't be
Exterminate.
Saber slap.
Unlimited. Time for a picnic.
Looks like I'm to hit them where it hurts. Okay,
Did you connect? We can hit them where it
Lighting
hurts.
slinger.
Why not?
Right, man.
Yeah. Much obliged.
Steady.
Why
Beam.
here? Isn't over yet, my boy.
Line spot. Wow. Shadow strike. Breaky. That about does it. Yes. Bridget. Two arms, Lady Morag. This is unexpected. Swooshing slash.
It won't be that easy.
Blaze. Quick and steady. Beam. Line spot. Shadow strike.
Ah, no, that's not what I wanted to do! I was trying to fucking get Rex up!
My dead body. No time to
Much
rest.
appreciated.
God damn it.
This needs a lighter to
Anchor shot.
Oh my.
Out the juice. Pull yourself together.
No time to rest, Rex.
That's my battle.
Ready. Just give me the order. 100. Okay. Fighting that way is unwise.
We have to save them.
Forgive me. Executioner.
Rolling smash.
Life
like this.
style.
I owe you. Let me do it.
Now. Blaze. Combat limbo.
Water flower.
Line spot. You won't stop. My
Yeah.
Blaze.
Saber slap. Why not?
Indeed. Time to hit them where it hurts.
Pyro.
You can do it, Rex.
Executioner.
Don't touch Master Pawn.
Miss Brooks. Take advantage of the weakness.
Danger, Master Pawn. Danger.
For sure.
Please take aggro. Please take aggro. Please take aggro. God damn it.
Water flower.
Danger, Master Pawn. Exterminate.
Saber slap.
Now I can do some more. Time to hit them where they herself. Leave it to me. Danger, Master Pawn. Danger.
You can hit them where it hurts.
Danger, Master Pawn. Danger.
Oh my goodness.
Rolling smash.
Is the culmination of years of training.
Rise and shine, Tora.
Focus required to achieve victory.
Trust in Master Pawn.
No effect.
Bridget. Two arms, Lady Morag. Fight as one. Violent streak.
Anchor shot.
Slash.
Near
my flank. Heavy, so get it.
Well done.
Blaze.
Ha! Ah, I missed. Water flower.
Steady. My dead body. Okay. You have my thanks.
Ha!
Don't give them a moment's rest. Strike.
Yeah. Redemption.
Leave it to Poppy. Blaze.
It won't be that easy. Yeah.
Have my thanks.
Water flap. Double spinning. Rolling smash.
This is the culmination of spirits of 120
Double spinning.
swooshing slash. Combat limbo.
Yeah. Decisive blow.
I'm Bridget. Your arms, Lady Morag. Here we go.
This is unexpected.
Breaky. Blaze.
Water flower.
Quicken
Steady! Executioner!
Yeah.
activated.
It won't be that.
You have my
Saber slash.
God damn it!
Master pause.
Ran away from me, basically.
Waiting for
have my thanks.
Puppy drill.
Looks like I'm a just give me the order. Fail.
It needs a lighter touch.
Double spinning edge.
Violent
Puppy will protect the okay.
Much obliged. Raise beam. Anchor shot. My rolling smile. Double spinning edge. Won't be there. Raise beam. Take advantage of the weakness. Double spinning edge. Rolling smash. Double spinning edge. Much obliged.
Bridget, we will not fall here.
Water flower.
Executioner!
Ready to strike.
Okay, man! Blaze!
Raise
Beam. Well done.
I feel like it's going faster.
Leave it to Puppy.
Blaze!
It won't be that.
Panic
Much
axiom.
appreciated.
Take advantage of the weakness. Double spinning edge.
Steady! Beam!
Anchor shot. Done. Why here?
Pull yourself together.
Executioner!
That's my right to achieve now.
Just concentrate!
Anchor shot. Double spinning drummer.
Here we go.
Bridget, to arms, Lady Morai.
Strong saucer.
Let us make use of it.
Swooshing slash!
Neo.
My dead body. Well done.
Oh my goodness, it's going so fucking fast.
Water flower.
Puppy will protect places like this.
Thanks for that.
Can't give up now!
Lightning slinger.
Water flower.
Not bad! 100! Just give me the
Saber
order!
Past distraction.
Let me do it.
Combat limbo! Good! Great! Executioner!
This feels great.
Redemption.
And now.
Thanks for the support! Can't give up now!
Let me do it.
Wow! Cannon! Just give me the order! Time to
Don't touch Ready to strike.
Much obliged. Get it well in hand.
Rest weapon systems!
We can hit on where it hurts. Yeah, for sure. Anchor shot.
Danger mouse upon danger.
Taurus body back to Toric!
Rolling smash.
Damage analysis. Very bad.
Rise and shine, Tora. We can hit on where it hurts. Double spin.
I think this needs a lighter touch.
Well done.
Got it well in hand.
Fighting that way is unwise. Much appreciated.
Let me do it.
You should step
Let us make use of it
Why
now.
not? White slash.
Fine. It won't be that easy.
Much appreciated. Don't get that woman
Fold edge.
Praise be.
I've waited for this one.
You should step back. Armor failed.
Why not?
Focus required to achieve the
Redemption.
We get you back to the
Steady!
Much obliged.
I owe you my life, Tora.
Nice. Let me do it.
Bex, pull yourself together.
Time to rest!
It didn't connect.
That's my bad, Tora.
Let me do it. Arms, Lady Morai.
Ha!
You should step back a little.
I'm all right.
I missed. Redemption.
Sliding
Roger.
slider!
Leave it to Poppy.
Together!
Understood. Target locked on. Weapon system standing by. Quick sonic mega burst.
Yeah, this is going smoothly. Not.
I go! Just give me the order!
It won't be that easy.
Water flow my sight!
Threat level is significant.
Well done!
Okay, my dead body.
Slash.
Just give me the order! My dead body! You have my sight! Shall I turn up the flame? Indeed. Just give me the order! My dead body! You have my sight!
I've got it well in hand. Ha! Double spinning wave beam.
Steady! Beam! Just give me the order! Armor fails! Let me handle this! Violent streak!
Don't touch Mastodon.
No effect. Why me?
You have my sight! Slinger!
That's my bad, Tora.
Time to hit him with it! You chose well! X to Nebris blocks! Execution!
No effect.
Beam! Go, go, go!
You might want this. Water flower.
Frigid! To arms, Lady Morag! Blaze! Shadow!
Miss
Throw.
me.
Won the moment called on me! Steady!
Double spinning.
Finally.
Break!
Take advantage of the weakness.
Needs a lighter.
Well done.
Threat level is significant.
Double spinning attention.
Okay, let's go.
Follow Tora's lead! Go, go, go!
Poppy ignition.
Rex, leave it to Tora!
Neo,
Now
you got it.
crucial moment.
It's up to you, Moray.
Arnold, as planned. Hey! It's not over yet! Tora, choose
ready to
you!
face
Poppy, QT! Rex, leave it to Tora!
You got it. It's up to you, Moray.
Very well. It's not over yet! Poppy, QT! It's time to shine! Rex, leave it to
Neo.
Tora!
You got it. It's up to you, Moray.
As planned. For Ardanian honor!
Magnificent.
Ah,
Not
my bad.
over yet! Tora,
Poppy
choose you!
QT
Poppy
reporting
QT!
in.
Magnificent.
Rex,
Fire
leave it
up.
to
Time to
Tora!
show what I can
Don't
do.
mind if I do. It's up to you, Moray. The
As
time
planned.
has come.
Okay,
Chain attack finish.
let's do that again now.
This is the culmination of deep legend. Arms, Lady Morgan.
Threat level is significant.
Dragon! This won't be that easy. Draw the enemy attention. Fire, be my sword.
It's okay.
the culmination of focus. Right.
Yeah!
I'm on to you.
Much obliged.
We help our friends.
Anchor shot.
Swooshing.
Anchor shot. I'm all out of juice. Isn't over yet, my boy. Much appreciated.
No time to rest,
Violent streak.
Rolling smash.
Rigid. To arms, Lady.
Why not?
Finish this.
Flame hopper, third stage.
I got that one easier this time. Oh wait, there are multiple of them? Wait, when did there get to be multiple of them? Oh shit, 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 shit.
Okay, Poppy Cutie Pie. Time to shine.
Ha! Nice,
My
my
dead body.
water flower.
Much appreciated.
Put it well in hand.
Ready to strike.
Saber slash. Much obliged. It won't be there.
You have my thanks.
Water flower.
Executioner.
Touch
In I
Master
go.
Yes.
Well done.
Redemption.
My dead body.
Timing, Master
Poppy ready to receive order. Just give me
Water flower. Got it well in hand.
I feel a singular lighting. Judgment.
Saber slash. We can hit on that.
Taste my power.
Why not?
I found their dog. Let me handle this.
Bex, pull yourself together.
Watch out.
Ah!
No
Look after
problem.
Poppy for Tora.
Difficulty setting is insane.
Poppy could not protect Master
Well
Pawn.
then, that was the thing. Surge has overwhelmed me.
Tora will beat them, no problem.
And so it
On, switch out.
well in hand.
Danger, Master Pawn, danger.
Oh my goodness. Rex, stop it.
That's my bad,
Damage analysis. Why won't you
You
touch
just
me?
need to heal, Rex. Come on.
Rise and shine, Tora.
You're safe,
Got it well in hand. Much appreciated. That's my bad, Tora.
Difficulty setting
Damage
is
analysis.
insane.
Very bad.
Let me do it. My dead
Done well.
Follow Tora's lead.
Okay. What happened to the stuff in the bottom? Okay, whatever.
Poppy, all power to weapons system. Rex, leave it to Tora. Let's finish it now.
You got it. It's up to you, Morag.
As planned.
Heat, hey. Meh, Tora not let you off that easy. Tora, choose you. Poppy, Rex, leave it to Tora. What I can
Don't mind if I do. It's up to you, Morag.
Very well.
It's not over yet. Poppy, cutie pie, it's
Poppy will
time
give
to
it her all.
shine.
Mag, first.
Rex! Leave it! Let's finish it now!
Don't mind if I do.
Magnificent.
It's up to you, Morag.
Very well. Ex tenebris lux!
Rex elemental burst.
Tora not let you off that easy! Poppy! All power to weapon systems!
We are limited.
Elemental burst.
Swooshing slash!
Water flower.
Hit it! Protocol! Ballerina!
Releasing final one.
Quantum judgment!
Great. That was well done.
Dragon strike.
Got it well in hand.
Thanks for the support.
Eightfold edge! Will not fall easy! I define just to give me the order!
Strong sword.
Yeah, I don't think I
Shine, Tora. Let me do it.
Looks like I'm a
Take advantage of the weakness.
execution!
I'm on healing duty. Who needs a heal?
Swing executioner!
That was
Here.
technically better.
Tora's probably back to Torrigal.
Difficulty setting.
Analyzing cause of defeat.
Okay, everyone's done talking now? Yeah, no, just as soon as she summons other ones of them, it's like they just overwhelm me. And, I'm not sure of a better way to handle that. Because, like, I went to try to attack one of them and it's like the health just, no. It really did not go down quickly, so it's not like they're insignificant health-wise to go take out quickly. So, nah, I think I'm good in terms of making efforts at this. That's... How long have I been recording now? I've been doing this...
Things a little easier for you.
I have been recording for an hour. Between my efforts. So, yeah. I think that's the point where you go just like, we're good. For now. Maybe later if I feel like I get better enough. It seems like the challenges bring you down to the level, so I think it's more a matter of actually unlocking shit properly. Like, there we go. That
Lock released.
I finally got level 3. For better or for worse. And that went up too.
What's the next battle?
So, yeah, okay, well, I lost. There's the lesson for the day. Okay, I wasn't going to record too long in the current day anyway. I'm sort of in this sort of holding pattern of actually achieving anything. For better or for worse, it is a good thing in life. My career, for what have you, is basically moving forward. Let's say that. It is an equivalent of a promotion and a massive pay raise relative to that. So, that's mainly what's had me very busy over the past few weeks, and this might actually go into next week in terms of just not really being available enough to do the normal schedule. With that said, I do have an intention, and it's part of finishing up probably this and Fate, because I think Trails is going to take a bit longer, where I want to move to a new schedule for how I do stuff that's a bit more flexible. Basically, the idea currently as it stands would be something along the lines of I have 2 main series that each get 2 hour-plus episodes a week, and then the 3 other days of the week are all wild cards. If I have a 3rd series like I normally do, I'll do it at whatever pace I want to. I have no personal obligation to be posting that any given week. I'll jump at it. Maybe I'll do stuff like hey, eventually I'll go do Torna as part of this, once I finish this up for the main game. Maybe I'll do a few weeks of where I just post other stuff, or like I want to do the Great Ace Attorney game when that comes out. Those have chapters and cases, so it's like just do one case of that, maybe come back to it later when I want to. Just make some stuff that's more a wild card. Because the whole point of me playing 3 games has more to do with me wanting diversity than anything else. So if I focus on 2 games that I put out consistently, one JRPG-like, and one visual novel-like, and because I just want to have both those running on my channel at once, and then I have a wild card where I just do whatever I feel like or whatever I have time for. That's sort of my intention in the nearish future once I get to the end of the main game and this. And that might be a great excuse to go do some of the Blade quests too, just on the side. Quick little, oh, let's go do this Blade quest, this Blade quest, this Blade quest. And then when I feel like because there has been a lot to this game. I feel like, especially if Torna's going to be a lot like the DLC for Definitive Edition, where it's a notable departure, I'm going to want to take a break in between before jumping into that anyways, so it makes sense. So just FYI, that's where that's going to be. I think I'm at a point where I'm just going to go ahead with the story now, though. Legitimately, I wanted to do more, but my desire and care for doing more versus just playing the rest of the game has just diminished over the course of maybe the last week of me wanting to do stuff, especially as things have started to become big roadblocks and even getting started or any of that stuff, and I've sort of made my way through all the stuff that came through relatively quickly, and I could do relatively quickly. And why do you still have an icon on you? Why do you still have icon on you? What is the point of you? You gave me the item, but you still have icon on you. Why? Okay, well, I need to get back in the frame of mind to actually think about the story and whatnot, so... a character from Xenoblade Chronicles X, I know nothing about it, so I can't really speak. She was talking about simulations, and my best guess is that, the fact that... Okay, so let's think of it this way. What's her name? Elma? She walked in speaking of simulations, and we saw things from an explicitly different perspective of us. If we're going to assume that basically she came across the Archsage at some point, and was given the premise of, oh, I'm doing these simulations for challenge mode and stuff like that, and was told, hey, there's simulations and whatnot, or something like that, that would be her perspective. We can't assume that the Archsage stuff is actually simulations in some capacity, though. Why? Because she saw it from her perspective. We know we're actual characters playing stuff at the moment, right? So it's not like we're bringing around Shulk and Fiora and they're like... I mean, they're not necessarily replications of what they were, right? Like a simulated version of them. The fact that we saw Elma from her perspective, seeing us differently, means that there's an active perspective there rather than something that's not real, like there's not like an actual person or something like that, right? That makes sense? I feel like that's a relatively safe assumption to come to on how the Archsage stuff works, at least. That it's not like it's a simulation, it's, at best, disguised as a simulation. So, whoop whoop. So, I'll leave it there for today, and this probably won't be the end of the episode because I'm only doing the one in the week and I want to do more than what will probably be 20-30 minutes at most of an episode. So, I'll see y'all next time. Drive safely, everyone.